Hi, this is Luis Souza from RawveganPower.com, and we are here today with Yulia and Paul Tarbath from RawsomeHealthy.com. I'm very excited because they are in Thailand and here in Brazil, and we are talking as we were in the same room. It's fantastic. Welcome, Yulia and Paul. It's so great to have you
Hello.
here
Hi,
today.
Luis.
Olá, Luis.
Olá.
Yeah, and you know a little Portuguese. Maybe we can make a little part of the interview in Portuguese. What do you think about that?
No, not that good. No. Overestimating us. No.
Because you lived in Brazil some months, right? 3 months, I guess, right?
Yes, we
Yeah.
spent 3 months in Bahia. So we lived near Itacaré in an eco village. And yeah, we had a great time there. We also visited Salvador, Chapada Diamantina. Brazil is a really beautiful place.
Great place.
We enjoyed it.
And now, how long have you been in Thailand?
Gosh.
On and off, we come and go. So I guess in total about 2 years. But we come and spend some time here, and then we go to Europe, and then we go and travel, and then come back.
Back
And
to the point.
well, Yulia is Russian and Paul is English, right?
Yes, correct.
Then
Yes.
I was wondering, how did you meet? Were you already raw vegans? Tell us something about your story, please.
Gosh.
No, we were far from being raw vegans at all. We met in '98, so a while ago, and we got married in 2000. And we went through all transformation together. So we were meat eaters, then we became vegetarians, then we became vegans. So we became vegetarians in 2006, and vegans in 2008. We started shifting towards veganism, and then became vegans in 2009, and more vegans in 2009,
Yeah.
in the summer of 2009. So we went through detox together through the nightmare of
Big
detox.
detox.
That's so cool because usually it's only one in the couple who has this crazy decision and starts everything, right? But you did everything together. It's so fantastic. And tell me.
Yeah, so it was like my health that motivated me. So it would always have been me who would keep discovering new information about diet, and Paul would also always try diets, different diets. Whatever diet I would discover, Paul would try with me. Okay, all right, I'll
give
do
it a go.
with you. Some diets were good, other diets were nightmare diets, really were, but Paul would nonetheless,
I'd still give it a go.
yeah, give it a go.
So I was always open to improving my health and feeling better because I know Yulia had a lot of problems, a lot of health problems. I didn't have as many problems, so I was always willing to try things new and look for ways of improving our health. So it was like a continual process of just looking for the next best thing. Really.
And when did you start being so nomad? I mean, traveling so much and living in so many different countries. It's a fantastic way of life. People always dream about doing it, but they never do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was in 2009 when we switched to raw vegan diet. We started reviewing our priorities and understanding where we want to be. And I don't know, just maybe some internal shift happened, and we were really ready to go and find a different place for us to live. So we realized that we wanted to be in a sunny place. England is not a sunny place
Right.
at all. So we had to choose a different location for ourselves. So we just started looking into it.
Yeah. And then we went to India to start with.
So yeah, I mean, like we don't actually travel that much now. We tend to just go to one place and spend several months there. So it's not that we're just constantly traveling from place to place, but overall we have traveled to a few countries over these years. Yeah.
And are you finding many raw vegans in all the places where you are going?
Yes, definitely it's
Lots.
growing. The movement is growing, and there's more and more awareness. So maybe not everyone is raw vegan, some people are vegan, some people are vegetarians, but people are very open and they become very curious about raw veganism when you talk to them about it. So this growing interest, either that or our life has changed so much that our reality is different and we're just seeing different people in our life. So it's basically like all the people we meet are aware and conscious people and they want to change themselves. So yeah.
And I see, well, everyone knows that you are in the 8-10-10 diet, right? And I saw a picture of you, Paul, with Dr. Graham grabbing
yeah.
a huge rock, and I was wondering,
Yeah, that was heavy.
did you do it? I mean,
I did. I think I did a couple of them. Yeah, I did a couple of them. But,
really?
there was about, I think, 4 or 5, and they were getting seriously heavy. So I didn't do all of them, but
because Dr. Graham does this thing sometimes. Maybe he's in the jungle and near a river, and he grabs this rock and just pulls that. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And
he's got lots of muscle.
He's very strong.
Very fit guy.
Yeah, it's very cool. And how long have you been in the 8-10-10 diet? And,
so ever since 2009. So in the summer of 2009, we discovered the 8-10-10 diet book. And right away, just talked to me because by then I tried so many different diets, many different supplements, and cleanses and colonics and fasting, and I was willing to give anything and everything a go, different diets, in order to help myself and heal myself. But I didn't find the solution up until the 8-10-10 diet book entered my life. And when I read the testimonies of other people who had very similar issues to what I had and managed to overcome those issues, that was my big factor, a big factor that motivated me.
I mean, I was a vegan, a cooked vegan, but I still didn't have great health. I still had issues myself, not as big as Julia's, but I still wanted to look at alternatives to, further improve my health. So it came along at the right time. 8-10-10 was a real saviour for us, not just going to the raw diet and a high fat raw diet, but the 8-10-10. So.
What do you think would be the main difference between the 8-10-10 diet and the other raw vegan diets? I mean, what does it make this diet so powerful?
Well, there is because there is, like with any diet, there is healthy diet and there is unhealthy diet, and there is a healthy version of a raw vegan diet, which is a low-fat raw vegan diet, and there is an unhealthy version, high-fat raw vegan diet, that leads to so many health complications, and people really lose motivation with raw vegan, staying on the raw vegan path, because they bump into chronic fatigue or blood sugar problems, which what high-fat diets result in. And then they come to us and, they talk to us about it. And when they tell us about the sort of foods that they eat on a daily basis, the amount of fat that they consume is just incredible. It's more than an average American eats. Their lunch could be fatter than McDonald's meal. Right. So it's just the incredible amount of fat, and of course fat is unhealthy regardless what type of fat it is, whether it's a plant-based fat or animal-based fat, it is still fat. So.
I think, well, then it would be the amount of fat they are taking in their diets, right? Because
exactly, yeah.
It's not just that. I mean, mainly it is that, but it's also the complexity of the mainstream raw vegan diet, where you mix 20 foods in one place and everything is miscombined. There'll be dried fruits and fresh fruits and vegetables and cabbages and fat and oil and olives, and everything gets mixed into one dish, and because people just eat this way. And if you compare that to the 8-10-10 diet, it's just it's a very clean way of eating.
Yeah, food combining is really important. It's not just what you eat, but obviously how you eat it as well.
Yeah. And if you go in this cleanness and you will arrive at some place that you are in Banana Island, right? I love that. You know, I was reading your blog there, and then I got it. Well, Banana Island. Now I understand what it means. And people do that. You made a Banana Island challenge last January 21st to February 1st, right?
That's right, yes.
Tell us something about that. I think it's a very interesting challenge.
Yes, it's a great one. So I tried it once before, several months before, and for a week. And I just experienced amazing results. I experienced so many positive results out of it that I wanted to repeat it. But of course, we just kept traveling and traveling, and I had to wait until we got settled so that I could order bananas and wait for them to ripen. And Paul joined me as well for a week.
I love bananas anyway, so it wasn't a big difference for me because I eat lots of bananas.
Paul is the banana man.
I love bananas too.
Yeah, I do. They're great. We love bananas.
Yeah. You know, it's just a great way to transition to a very simple way of eating, because in the past we would have been used to all sorts of foods, salty, spicy, you know, just a mix of all sorts of complex foods. And when you go on the banana island for 3 days, usually people crave their old foods, and then they begin to really appreciate simplicity. And as their body detoxes, as their digestive systems come into greater balance, they experience emotional harmony as well. So they go emotionally calm and connected, and just all this tremendously positive results and detox and weight loss. Banana Island is great for weight loss as well. And at the same time, you've still got your energy, and you know, you can function, you can run, you can do your fitness activities or work.
This metaphor is very interesting, because you can imagine the person alone in an island, only bananas to eat, right? Something like that. It's really funny. And what about your family members? Have you people following you in your family being raw vegans too?
Gosh. Not in my family as such. No, everybody eats the way they used to eat. So no one's changed, as it were, apart from myself. But in Yulia's family,
yeah, I've influenced my mom. My mom is she's been vegetarian since 2006, like me, and she's more vegan now. And she has fruit-only breakfast. She has a lot of raw food in her diet. She's mostly vegan. Sometimes she does eat vegetarian foods.
And does she live in Russia, or where does she live?
Yes, she's in Russia. Yeah, she's in Moscow. Well, right now in India, actually. But she lives in Russia, yes. And
by the way,
she's living much healthier.
I have to say that because Russian women are famous for being so beautiful, and you look like a model. Yulia, it's so thin and beautiful. It's. I'm sure I'm not the only one who noticed. Well, the first one who noticed, I'm sure it was Paul, right?
Thank you.
Russian women are very beautiful.
That's funny.
Yeah,
that's
Yulia is one of them, certainly.
That's another thing, Luis, that this lifestyle, 80-10 raw vegan lifestyle, does to you, or did to me at least. It really awakened me to the beauty of community, and as I became more in tune with myself and went through lots and lots of inner change and realization and letting go and shifting more into the feminine side of me rather than masculine, because this world is driven by male energy. And that was a really, really big shift, definitely. And just this playfulness, as you become healthier and you look good, you gain your fitness, you gain your good form, you become more self-confident, and you just become more playful and joyful. So, yeah.
And glowing, right? Your skin glows. It's so nice.
It does. Yeah, you feel so good.
And you see it in first person, right? Because we all over the world can see only pictures, but you do it. You are a great testimony about that. And what
Thank you,
would,
Lewis.
and what would you advise for someone who wants to be raw vegan and is on a tight budget? Eat
On a
only
tight budget?
bananas? Yeah.
Yes, I mean, bananas and dates are great foods to have, and just generally speaking, greens are not that expensive to buy. Bananas, dates, oranges, orange juices, you can do this diet on cheaper foods, and especially if you order in bulk and you come together with other people.
Yeah, so do your research, find if there's other people around who are thinking of doing the same thing as you. You can get cheaper prices. So do your research is really important, wholesale markets, local farmer markets, all that kind of thing. And you can really reduce the cost, definitely.
And sometimes also, sorry?
No, please, you first.
Sorry, I just wanted to add very quickly that sometimes in supermarkets you can talk to a manager and there may be some produce that is overly ripe from their perspective, but perfectly ripe for us to eat. So it is possible to get a discount on that as well.
So get to know your local supermarket manager, and he might just, give you a few extra bananas.
Well, this is a tip I will follow. Well, and one curiosity, because I think fruits are not so expensive in Brazil. I know that they are more expensive in Europe and in the United States, where I think I bought bananas for maybe $1. Here in Brazil, I can buy 1 kilo of bananas for $1. And what's the country where you were in which is less expensive to buy fruits?
Ecuador was quite cheap.
Ecuador, South America, and Asia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ecuador, Peru, and Asia. Thailand, Philippines, Malaysia.
How much do you pay for a kilo of bananas in Thailand or Ecuador?
In Thailand, not a dollar, no. It's a bunch.
It depends, what sort of bunch. If you get Thai bananas, the small, thicker bananas, you can get those for like 20 baht, which is about, let me think, about 50p, which is about, 70 cents.
We have to translate it into British pounds and then into dollars.
Okay, let me see. 77 cents of a pound?
70 cents for like a bunch of Thai bananas.
7 cents of a dollar.
70 cents. So it's 0.7 of a dollar.
Oh, so it's 0.7, but that could well be more than a kilo there, because bunches can be very big.
It's probably a kilo and a half. Would it be?
It's less expensive than in Brazil. But
yeah, it's good here.
Brazil is more expensive, actually. Yeah.
More expensive, right?
I think so. Yes. Yeah.
Well, then I need to move from here.
We'll send you some. We'll send you a supply.
Now you gave me a good reason to join you in your, 3 months here, 3 months there. Always when you get the best prices of bananas, right?
And if you come to Thailand when durians is in season, you also get durian.
Yeah.
Oh, durian! I want to taste it, but I never did it.
Oh, it's amazing.
Not yet. I will.
I love it. I know.
Well,
but the thing, what will happen to you is that you will want to keep coming back to Asia for durian. It's very, very. You get hooked on it.
It's addictive. Durian's addictive.
I believe that. I never was in Asia, but people who go always love it and always want to come back and so on. And people are so friendly too, right?
Yes.
In Thailand, yes.
They are very friendly.
It's a great place for raw foodists, definitely.
And so gentle and kind and
humble, yeah.
Humble. It's so different than the west, right, side of the world, because we Latins are more aggressive and in America too, and so on. And in Asia in general, people seem to be so gentle and humble, relaxed. Yeah, it's so.
They are very relaxed.
Fantastic. And it's the ideal place. I mean, I think to make a detox, for instance, right? Because when you go through a detox, you will naturally be more relaxed too, right?
Yes, exactly. Right. Yes. So less stress. You've got the great food to eat.
I guess the only the downside of Thailand is pollution and the fact that it's overly populated. So these are the two downsides.
And one thing that it's a little curiosity, and I know that you researched a lot about the raw vegan diet. And what would be the main reason that a raw vegan diet is so powerful to sometimes remove or maybe eliminate the cause of so many diseases?
Yeah, I think one of the big factors is that you're not eating foods that bring in toxins into your body. Because you're eating fruits and vegetables, which are natural foods, they are, well, some plant forms, some plant foods like greens, you do get very small amounts of toxins in because it's like a natural defense of the plant. But the vast majority of food that you eat in this diet, like all the fruits, they're just perfect for human consumption, have no toxin whatsoever. So all those old foods of the past that you're eating in your sad Western diet, you don't put those in your body anymore. So you're not building this heavy load for your body to have to deal with day in, day out. And then down the years of this, continual eating of this poor quality toxic food, this is, when you start getting diseases because your body just starts to give up and says, oh, I've had enough, I can't take this anymore. So, these are the sort of the major area really, is it's not introducing these toxins to your body.
But it's not only that, but also eating the most optimum food. The food that contains abundance of nutrition. So as you can imagine, your body constantly recreates itself and it really wants to thrive. So all it wants to do is just to live in health. And it will always do so. It's natural mechanism. So in any environment, in any situation, it will continue just doing its best. So when you supply the best food to your body, this is when your body goes, thank you so much. I've been waiting for it for such a long time. And now I've got the materials to recreate myself, all the cells, all the organs, all the damaged tissues, and all the damaged functions of the body. So now it has an opportunity. Of course, diet is not the only aspect. So there's like sleep, there's water, there's sunshine. There are many other aspects. However, diet, as you know yourself, and as we know, happens to be the sort of thing that most people don't get right. And so this is why I think we need to place a big emphasis on the diet.
And I see that in your blog you have, well, I will show something, show what I'm speaking about now. So people will be able to see. This is RawsomeHealthy.com, and here we have how to go low-fat raw vegan in 21 days, starting today. And you also wrote, Yulia, a book, The Spirit of Transition, right? This one here. Yes. And people have really difficulty to transition, right? It's not so easy to go. For me it was easy, but I see that for most people it isn't. Could you tell something about this, please?
About transitioning?
Yeah.
It's we were talking about it to many people who we met, different raw foodists, and we kind of came to an understanding that we are talking about not just dietary shifts, but it's a shift of paradigm. So you need to shift your understanding. So it's not just about, oh, diet is healthy, I'm going to eat a healthy diet, but it's also becoming aware of how animals are treated on our planet, where our planet is heading to. Our planet is a huge mess. And by eating, it happens to be that plant-based food really contributes to the well-being of the planet, not just our own well-being. So it's about making all these links and also recognizing that, well, actually, I really don't want to be eating and living and thinking the way I used to do in the past, and now I want something different for myself, and I'm going to create just that transitioning from old ways and ignorant and abusive ways of existence to a very different reality. Yeah.
It's a transition, a complete transition, right? It's from mind, body, everything, right?
Mind, body, and soul. Yeah.
You're right.
And
Yes, you're
soul,
right.
yeah.
If you consider your consciousness, and your consciousness is literally everything, you know, people think that their consciousness is all about, for as long as they meditate, they're conscious. But it's just, your consciousness is about everything. What you eat, what you invest your energy into, who are your friends, what you read, what's that, you know, how you spend your day. Every single aspect of your being is your consciousness. And in the past, we would have been unconscious of everything. And now, you know, it's a big shift. It's a huge, massive challenge for all of us. Really, it's a big challenge. You know, for example, people who switch to raw vegan lifestyle, they change their priorities and their values, and they understand, okay, well, I don't like my job anymore. What's the point of me working in this office 9 to 5? What contribution do I make to the planet? And they are trying to find something more meaningful for themselves. So we are all going through the shift.
Wanting it or not, right? People will do it, I think. Don't you think so?
I think those who want to do it, those who choose to do it, will do it, and those who choose to stay ignorant will continue creating.
It seems something that it's happening naturally, right? People are.
Yeah, it's all part of the same. Yeah, and I think it's all part of the same package. Like when we started, we were ethical as well at the same time. So we were trying to be conscious of how we were affecting the planet. You know, what we're using, what we're not using, the animals, the environment. And once you start thinking like that, then you start thinking of everything. You know, everything you do, as you were saying, you think, you say, people you're with, the things you put your energy into. So everything gets questioned. Everything in your life gets questioned, and you really think about what you're doing. And the same as the diet. You know, your body thrives on this diet. We thrive on this diet, and we feel so good that, you know, if we did anything else, our bodies would like jump up and down and say, "No, what are you doing? You know, I don't feel good. Get me back on eating fruits and vegetables." So it all seems to be part of the same thing. It's all about being conscious and living to your best of your ability.
Yeah, and certainly, you know, interesting. It's the more you do it, the more it becomes your second nature, because you're just reprogramming your old habits. And it's challenging, of course, it's difficult, but it's possible for everyone, absolutely everyone. You just got to have that determination, that will to be wanting to do it, and purpose. You know, what is the purpose? And when you understand that it's not just your transformation, but like you are creating something totally different for the children. You know, what sort of future can we create for future generations? And this is down to us, and we are influencing that here and now. Then, you know, all of a sudden you just get filled with this passion, with this purpose, and you understand, wow, I'm not just a little Joe Smith. I don't know, but I am Joe Smith. You know,
Good.
You know.
I like that.
I'm actually someone who really shapes and creates the future, and someone who's very important in the scheme of things. So,
and we're all important in it.
Well, now talking to the person who is watching us, and maybe this person is wondering, well, should I start a raw vegan diet or shouldn't I? What would be your first advice to this person?
the advice would be, if you did it, you would never regret it. You know, the way it changes your whole life, there is no way back.
It's so empowering. You just feel, once you get into it and you become second nature to, you feel fantastic. Your body feels great. Your mind's so clear, clarity of mind. Your emotions much more balanced. Everything you do, you know, your whole being, if you like, is just, you know, shines. So when you feel like that, you just don't want to go back and do something you did before because it didn't work. Nothing feels as good as this.
And
So.
I guess it's like that person who's questioning whether to do it or not is for them to ask themselves, what do I want for myself in the future? Do I want to die of heart attack or cancer like other people do, who just live unconsciously and eat unconsciously? Do I really just want to leave my children to grow, so I just go, I leave my family, and I don't see them grow? Or do I really just take responsibility and do it for myself? I set example for other people, I influence my family, I see my family, maybe, possibly, I don't know, maybe yes, maybe not, but maybe sometimes down the line, friends, but things will change, and there will be some people who they will be able to influence. And when you can do it, when you can show your own example, when you can advise on it to other people, it really is the greatest reward when you change the lives of other people by doing it yourself. It really is amazing. So, of course, to do it or not to do it, well, yeah.
I feel so good hearing you. And now comes my last question to you. In one sentence, well, I think you should answer that question separately.
Okay.
Okay. In one sentence, comparing the person who you were before and the person who you are now, what is your raw vegan power?
Gosh.
You go
Ladies first. Ladies first. Okay, my raw vegan power, I would say I was much more introverted when I was younger, and now I've got onto a raw vegan diet. It has really changed me. It may be hard to believe, but eating the way I do now has really brought me out of myself, out of my shell. I'm much more extrovert now, I think I can say. So that's my raw vegan power, one of the many ways. So yeah, being much more open, willing to do things, not being too shy like it would have been in the past. So much more extrovert. Yeah, definitely. That's
Great.
yeah.
And you, Yulia?
My raw vegan power is connection, I would say. Connection to myself, to nature, to environment, to everything, the planet, the animals, and I just really feel so alive. I really feel part of the greater whole of the immediate environment around me, of everything that I see, and just this recognition that everything is one, and that we are all one living organism, and it's something that totally, so it brings so much joy to me to just see animals and to understand that, I'm connected to everything, to trees, to plants, and the lifestyle that I follow, it harms none. It doesn't harm anything, anyone. So that's my raw vegan power.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Yulia and Paula. I really love it to talk to you today, and I hope we'll do it sometimes in the future, because I love to hear you and read you, and I hope you come back to Brazil. And if you come back, we should schedule to meet as well. It will be a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for inviting us.
Thank you for your time and for inviting us and for this opportunity. And really well done on doing what you do there in Brazil. I know it's you're probably one of the pioneers there, probably, and it's just amazing what you do.
Yeah, we'd just like to say that we've met so many people around the world who are doing this diet and lifestyle, and we just like to say people like yourself are really shining lights, and you're really helping people, people who see this video and all the work that you've done, you're really empowering people. So we just like to thank you for that. And we're all one big family. End of the day, this is what we realise, that we're all one big family. We're all trying to help each other. So if we can help anyone, then great.
Yeah, it's great to stay connected to everyone who is doing this lifestyle, who's having similar thoughts and views on the world and themselves and their health. So it's really just, we're doing something amazing. I know that we're doing something amazing. It feels amazing. So it must be amazing. So yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It was so great to speak to you today. And let's stay connected and extroverted, right?
Yeah. Extroverted,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Reach out.
Reach
Connected and extroverted. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, well done.
Well,
That's a good link. Good, good.
and you who are watching, go now to RawsomeHealthy.com and see all the great stuff that this beautiful and powerful, raw vegan powerful couple has to offer you. Okay, go there right now. RawsomeHealthy.com. Bye bye. Thank you.